Hello, my name is Shakira Mirage, and I have a scam news alert. This is crazy. It was so elaborate. I almost fell for it. Thank God I called the bank, and the bank said it sounded like a fishing expedition. And I called the police and everything, and they say not to do it. So I'm just give you the end result that I didn't fall for it, but I almost did. So let's begin. So I just started out with going to Career Builder. And when I went to Career Builder, I was applying for a job. I put this report in spam. It was not spam, it came right through my email address. And it was so convincing. So it said Healthcare Resourcing Group Ltd Limited, I guess. And then it says this email address right here. And I was really into this. And this was on August 8th, 2024, so it's recent. And then, so it said here on the letter, your applicant will receive your application resume from the ATS job board. And I even looked what ATS stand for. It's a bulletin that goes into the system and actually shows resumes and stuff like that. So that sounds legit. It says after a thorough review by the HR department, they say I'm approved, and then they want to do an interview with me for the customer service representative. Then they also have other things listed on this, and I think they had that because it was like an open job thing I did. I literally went on Career Builder and I had applied for it, recommended 28 jobs, and I applied for all 28, and in the space of 1 hour I got this email. So it said that a role is fully remote and it's an hourly rate, and you should confirm that you got this message by just replying got it. And then this is a brief thing. We want to go through Microsoft Teams, and if you have the Teams application, please proceed to download it. If you don't have it, download it and everything. And I will look up for this person called Griffin Courtney 0 at outlook.com. So I said, all right. And then it listed some other information here. It gave me the website hcrgcaregroup.com, and I clicked on it. And it actually brought me somewhere. Let me click on it to show you. It brought me to this web page. And I was more like saying, oh, this seems like it's legit. This seems like it's a really good idea. And I was looking through it and I'm like, okay, maybe this is not a bad job. And then I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So I even looked at the contact information and everything. I was looking at this job. I was like interested. So I said, all right, let me get Teams. So I didn't have Teams on my phone. I deleted the app and I re got it again. And I went on Teams, and if you click this link right here, it brings you straight to this person, Griffin Courtney 0 at outlook.com. And on the job thing, it shows you that it's $32 an hour. The trade is paid training at a rate of $27 per hour. There's like so much advantage. There's healthcare coverage, insurance, retirement savings. This was elaborate, very elaborate. And then it tells you all of this. So it's Resourcing Group Ltd. And I'm like, all right, this seems interesting. So I proceed to go on Teams, and I went on Teams, and this is where we got. And I'm telling you, it was a long interview. So we're on Teams now, and this is how it goes. I introduce myself, and then they tell me that it's going to be conducted during messaging, and they tell me the company's information, and he tells me his name is Mr. Courtney Griffin, and he's the hiring manager, and he's at HCRG Care Group, and then it says to talk about the company briefly. So I said, all right. And he says every time I should say okay, so that, or if I have any questions or anything like that. They even asked me if I've ever been interviewed on Teams before. This is my first interview on Teams. I've been interviewed by by Zoom or by phone, but I've never been interviewed by Teams. So then he continued talking, and he tells me a list of things that he's looking for, a list of jobs that he's looking for, positions that are opening. And I said that I have more customer service service experience. Then he goes about the requirement of the job, that I must be United States citizen. He even asked me if I have other skills as well. And I was like, okay, and I'm reading this and everything. I'm like, this looks okay. So I'm going along with what he's saying. He says he's explaining the requirements, and he's saying that you don't have any issues with the requirements and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay. I said okay and everything like that. And he said that it's a UK company, and he even talked about the company, that it's 15 plus year of history of partnering with communities, and it's a healthcare organization and volunteering and charity sector. Then he talks about that it's a positive impact, and down the road they're designing and delivering service that address the wider economy. And he's like explaining all these things, and he looks okay and everything. So then I said okay. I replied okay right here after I read it. Then he goes into the benefits, and I was really interested with the benefits. There's even a sign-on bonus, and maybe you could have a relocation allowance and stuff like that, but it's for some positions. So I said okay and everything. I'm like into this now. You can see me replying okay, okay. Then he asked me about the responsibilities, and he said I can handle these if I'm trained. And I said yes, if you're trained to do something, it doesn't matter if you don't know it, if you don't have no experience and everything. I said okay. So I wasn't really stressing out about that. Even if it says provide technical support to customers, I've been working in a call center for a couple of years, so I was okay with that too and everything. And then it says other things to stay update on and everything. That was okay, and I said yes. Then he asked me, he told me again that it's $32 per hour, 27 per hour for training. And he said, I believe working from home will not be a problem for you. I said, no, not a problem at all. And he said, next we'll go through question and answer segment. And he asked me, can we proceed? And I said, sure, go ahead. I replied, yes, I did. This is where it got really weird. I'm so disappointed in this person right now. He asked me, are you currently employed? I said, no, I'm actively looking for a job. He said, do you seek a full-time or part-time? I said, part-time. He said, do you have a scanner, a printer, a photocopier, a fax machine? I said, I have it, but I'm not sure if it has fax machine in it. Then he asked me if can you handle work under pressure? And I kind of said that training should equip you to be able to handle pressure and stuff like that, but I did state that I'm patient and empathetic. Then it said, what about privacy and code of conduct? Do I understand that? And I said it has to be with a professional mindset. And then he even asked me the speed of my typing. And I told him 25 to 35. On a good day, it's like 35 or higher, but on some days when I'm slow, it's 25. So we're continuing through the interview, and I think I've been on it for about 30 minutes or more. Let's check. Yeah, that's 5:46. I'm not quite sure when we started. And he goes through payroll and scheduling. And he said, how many hours are you willing to work per day? I said, and he even stated 4 hours per day. That's the minimum you can do, or 40 hours per week. And I'm looking for part time work because I can't manage a full workload right now, just mental health kind of reasons why I can't manage that. So I'm looking for part-time work. And he even asked me what the payroll interval I want, and I said I want weekly, but it's okay if it's either bi-weekly or weekly. And he asked me my payroll method, and I said I want a bank transfer. And he did say that it's we offer $32 per hour plus health, dental, and paid vacation benefits also. And he says, what bank do you currently operate with so we can know if it's tally with the company's payment plan? I said, I told him Wells Fargo, and I told him I have iThink and everything. And then he talks about the required equipment. This is where it got really tricky. So he says the working equipment is required. It's a MacBook Pro 2022, and then it's also HP Office Jet Pro 85 and everything. I googled that, and that is not. It's out of line now. It's out of commission on HP. They don't support this anymore, which was weird. But then it's also a MacBook. Not a lot of companies, when it comes to call center or customer service, support using MacBook. They really like Windows, which was another weird thing that they were telling me about. But this is where I got a little bit concerned. And then he even asked about my internet modem, and then it says the company is gonna provide funds for me to purchase the equipment and have my mini home office. And I'm like, all right, let's see how this is gonna go. I did explain to him that I have a HP Series all-in-one printer. I also just purchased an MSI laptop recently. This laptop is not even 2 years. So just look at that statement right there, MSI, for a second right there. I'm like, MSI and a Mac. Just look at that for a second. MSI. So then I said, if it's required, then I'll follow. And it said, if you're selected for this position, how can you establish credibility quickly with the team, especially since your office will be set up at home and work being done from home? Also, what do you see yourself doing within the first 60 days of this job? And I said to him, I'm willing to take pictures of setup. I'm also willing to be on camera if necessary to perform work. And he also asked me my 60-day goal. What's gonna happen in what do I see myself in 60 days? And I said my goal would be to finish training and start working to gain experience and financial stability. I don't think anybody just take a job just to have the experience alone. They want the money, so I want money. So okay, we moved on and everything, and he even complimented me on the way and everything. It was really unusual. So he says, wonderful. Can you think of anything else you'd like to add in general? Age, sex, hobby, current income, anything? I said, I'm 36, I'm female. My hobbies that I read, and I do read, and I go fishing with my family. Then he even asked me my current income. I did tell him that I'm looking for a job, but I did put current income is low. I probably should have just put nothing. That would have been better. And then I also put that I want to grow with the company. Here does it go. Here it goes right here. Well, I have to say that I'm very impressed with your answers, and I'm 90% confident that you will be confirmed qualified for this position. Then he says, give me a minute and you will get back to me after there's an external review done, and you reach out shortly. That was 6:09 p.m. He finally came back on at 7:04 p.m. I was waiting for almost an hour. And he said he's back with the results. I said hello, and he says, due to the level and skills, with every reasonable answer you provide during the interview segment, the company has decided to give you a chance to work for the company. We would like to see your diligence, charisma, and commitment to this job. Congratulations. I say thank you. And he even put myself and the entire board of directors welcome to the Healthcare Researching Group Limited. And then he goes and telling me that there gonna be training, orientation, there's an offer letter, there's HR documents, and then I'm gonna get it mailed. Also said it would be mailed to me. I think it was, yeah, mailed right there. And then he says you should read it, fill it out, sign it, and send it back to us as a copy of, as soon as possible. And he even asked me, "Are you okay with that?" I said, "Okay." It said, "Read here carefully." It says, "Before you can receive a check by you will we use this payment to set up your mini office by processing accounting, purchasing accounting software, customer service. You want me to purchase accounting software, and then cover the shipping logistics for the equipment that would be sending you. Once you receive this payment, you can start work immediately." And then you also talk about other equipments I need to find. And it says it takes 24 hours for the check to clear in your account for funds availability. Afterwards, you can make payment to the vendor who will be responsible for shipping equipment, complete working materials to you via FedEx overnight delivery. This will allow training to commence immediately. Do you understand? I said yes. Is Wells Fargo okay with your company? He said yes, Wells Fargo is. And he says, "Are you reliable with company funds? Are you comfortable with all I have said also? Do you have a checking account? And should a check be mailed to you?" I said, "Yes, I'm reliable. I have a checking account. It can be direct deposit if possible, but mail is also okay. Do you need my address?" I said, "I am comfortable with all the requests." He asked me for my address, and this is all public, so I don't really mind sharing it. But it goes here, and he talks about it. And I did go back and I asked him about the equipment. It said it would be mailed to me, plus I would have to purchase. And he says the company will make provisions to cover the cost of your working material. And then these are the working materials he placed it on this. Then this was a long interview, and I'm like, this interesting. So okay. So we're continuing. It says, "Is there anything you don't understand?" I said, "The vendor you like me to use, is this gonna be given me?" He says, "I'll be instructing you how to make the purchase from the company vendor." And I said, "Okay." Then he says, "I believe you can pursue the mailing of the check for the purchase of your working material. That will be all for today. You're required to report tomorrow morning by 8 o'clock for more updates on the check you will receive. Enjoy the rest of your day." I said thank you, and I said bye tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And now it's the next day. I woke up late, so 8 o'clock started. I got up at 9, and I accidentally overslept and my alarm didn't ring. So he said, "Good morning, how are you doing today?" I said, "Good morning, sorry for the delay, my alarm did not work." He said, "Do you have access to the printer this morning?" I said, "Yes. Your offer letter is ready for you to review. This is the offer letter." It doesn't show. One second. Let me see if I can let you see this offer letter. Because I clicked on it and everything. I'm looking for the offer letter right now. One second. There it is. Okay. So we're going to go to the offer letter. So I'm on the offer letter. And it shows the address that is Chester Run Corn, and then it shows United Kingdom. I put that in maps, Google Maps, and it came up with a area, if you looked at it, that was like a work establishment, like a mall kind of thing, complex. And I went through the whole directory and I found it. It was there. It's called um, Recruiting Group, and I found it. And resourcing, sorry, Healthcare Resourcing Group, and I found it there. Then I read through the offer letter. It was the same thing, $32 salary per hour, $27 thing. I get benefits. That was nice. The stock option. I even asked about the stock option. That was weird. So then my dad said to me that because I printed this out because I had to print it out to sign it. He said this looked like it was fake. I'm like, it didn't look like it was fake to me. It looked pretty good. But he said it looked like it was fake. I don't know. I'm telling you, this person took their time to go through this. Then it says employment relationship on this contract. And then I'm an at will employee. I didn't mind that because I was a 1099 employee for a while. So, I mean, worker for a while, so it's fine. Then it says tax matter, withholding, tax advice, interpretation, amendment, enforcement. It goes through that. And then it even said that the company is gonna give me a payment via check for the purchase of for my office supply and training bill of the next day after my working materials arrive. And it says that the training that will be attached to you is a specialist, and I will pass over the training period. And then it talks more about the credit for immediate use upon deposit, which are to receive instruction how to go about purchasing it. Let me go back up really quickly to show you what he said here. He said that he's my supervisor. He was the manager, the hiring manager. Now he's my supervisor. All right, let's go back to where it was. I'm gonna have a trainee. I'm an at-will employee. I showed that already. The check, I showed that already. Then it was here, and I signed it. I did that, but then I looked at this really good, and it had that person as CEO. And most time when you have yours truly, the signature should be up here, but the signature was down here, and it wasn't the same name. So I went back to him and I said to him, how is it that the signatures don't match up? It says, and I asked him, why doesn't it match up? Okay, I did ask him about stock option really quick. I did ask him about stock option, and he said it's optional, so that was good. And then I printed out, and I asked him if I'm a 1099 contractor. He said no, a W 2, which is good. 'Cause I really want to go back to W 2. This is where I sent it to him, and I said to him, I noticed that the CEO is David I don't know how to say the guy's name, Diaz or something, Diaz, and the signature doesn't match. The last name is like Taylor, and he said that's the hiring manager's signature. I'm like, okay, and we're going through this and everything. And he says, please send a copy of the sign page. And I did. I sent a copy of the sign page here. You don't need to see that document that I signed. It's just my signature, so it's just boring. So don't you have to see that. Then he says, got it. Then he says, electronic check to cover the cost. First, it was a mail check. Now it's an electronic check to cover the cost of your working material will be provided for this morning. It will be sent to your email as a PDF file. Once you receive it, you're to have it printed out and deposit via your bank app. Bank app for funds availability. Do you understand? Like you're not mailing it? He says, I just got an update for the payment department. Do you know your mobile deposit limit? My mobile deposit limit. I'm like in a different This is like a different thing for me now. This is like a different field. I don't different zone, different area. I don't like I'm in some gray area. I have no idea what's going on. So I said, no, never deposit my mobile before. I'm not joking. I never deposit my mobile before. He said, confirm your bank. Confirm via your bank app. I said, sorry, the app doesn't work for my phone. And it doesn't. My Wells Fargo app, this is my bank, does not work on my Android. My Android A10. And I said it to him and he didn't believe me. And he says, is there any other way to confirm? I said I could just do it normally at the bank. He said, okay. And he said, are you still sending it? Is there anything else you'd like me to do? And that's what I asked him. And he says, let me know you have your mobile deposit limit. And I'm like, sorry, I don't have the app. I could not know the deposit limit. I would just deposit at the bank. He said, call the bank. This is what I did now. This is how it just got like unraveled. He said, call the bank to confirm the deposit. I said, okay, one moment. Could you, as my super, and I asked him, could you, as my supervisor, just purchase the equipment and ship it to me? He said, no, I can't do that. And I said, the bank deposit limit is 5K. You say, okay, what bank? I said, Wells Fargo. No, he asked me if it's Wells Fargo, and I said, yes. And he said, hold on for for the check. And this was 10:52 a.m. Friday, August 9, 1024 at that time. And then 4 o'clock in the afternoon, he's texting me back, chatting me back, and saying to me, hello, check your email for the check. Do you have it now? Now we get to the check part. One second. Let me see if I can find the check for you. Let's go back to. We're going to go into. Back to mail. Let me go back to mail and show you. One second. So I'm back in mail. And I'm going to show you that I got the check. And the check is crazy. I don't think you're going to be able to see it. Let me see if you can see it. But I got the letter. And they still on the same stupid stuff. Telling me to get the mobile app. And they're giving me instruction about what to do. And I'm like, I don't have the mobile app. I'll just be going to the bank to deposit it. So he instructed, this is not from another guy now. It says Joe's smile 1011 at gmail.com. Be on the lookout, please. And after the bank told me that sounded like a fishing expedition, I got more concerned. So I called the police, the non emergency number, and they said to me, it doesn't sound right. Either you purchase the equipment, they refund you, or they will send the equipment to you. But he said if I get the check, just throw it away. And even tell you that you should put for mobile deposit only. And I'm like, what is the world is this? And here is the check, and that's my name on the check. One second. Here is the check. I googled the routing number and nothing came up. So that was weird that I'm gonna get a check from Hawthorne Woods Country Club and then BMO Horace Bank, and this was for $3,850. And then that's the back of the check. But let's just pause on this right now. So I got an email, and the email looked good. I got on Teams. Then I did a long interactive interview. Then I'm getting this check. And I had to stop. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to deposit this. I'm not going to even print it out. Let's just forget this. So I'm telling you, be on the lookout, be safe. But that didn't even end there. There was another one. Let me check if I can find it. And I'm not gonna go all through what it was, but I'm just gonna show you the contact information so that you could just be safe. But here it goes. His name is Peter Todd. And it starts out the same way again. And we're going through the interview. This time he said he's located. His name is Peter Lewis Todd, and he's located in Houston, Texas. And it was a true via age AG. And he said this is a brief interview. And we go through the whole thing again where we just talk about the company. You talk about what's needed, and they give you just like a whole list of stuff that it's a German corporation, and even tell you to read carefully. And he asked me some requirement issues, if I have any criminal background or something charges, if I'm clear of any criminal charges, and he asked me if I have any felony, if I can I pass a drug test. Then it was, this is a little higher, 45.75 an hour, and I have 25.50 an hour training. That'll be training. And you talked about the benefits. This is also a sign-on bonus again. So this is a little bit longer and everything. So he sent me all these questions, and I answered them. Then you want to know my bank. So I said, he said, aside from the bank, Wells Fargo, what other bank did I have? I told him I have, I think, Financial. He said, the credit union? I said, yes. And he said, that's better. And then he said, how long have you had this account? I told him 2 years, but I think I had it since I was in college. I'm 36 now, so I've been out of college for a while. So I couldn't remember when I had it, but I think it's been a while. But I told him that and everything, so he said, okay, noted. Then this is where he just disappeared. This was 8:07 p.m. I said, what is the company's address? He gives me this. And I'm not going to click on the link, but it shows the company, and it was mostly in a different language. And I'm like, what's the EIN number? And he didn't tell me anything. So this was like 8:33. I asked him this 8:15 p.m. and now this is 8:33 and no answer. Then the next day, Sunday, he comes and say, hello, are you there? If any company don't want to give out their tax information to you and you're trying to get a job with them, how is that possible? If you're a W-2 employee or a 1099 employee, you need that information. So I'm telling you, be on the lookout, be safe, because it's just crazy out there. And with that, that's pretty much all my information I have right now that I'm getting. If I get any more information, just to keep you on your toes, be safe out there, and do not, like, be extra safe. Like, who would have thought just going through a job interview, then afterwards getting a chat mail to you, email to you, that it could be a scam. So yeah. Well, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. My goal is to be I'm not gonna say it right, but I want to be monetized on Facebook. On YouTube. So please subscribe. I'll send out more alerts if I come against it, because I do have a couple more that I'm looking through right now. But I'm also have other stuff that's lined up, and it'll be really good for your support. So yeah, you could find me on these platforms as well. So please subscribe. Thank you so much. Be safe out there.